was complete and absolute disaster, darling.
When he's on this show. He was my boom operator earlier. I love you for that. Great. Welcome, my darling. Loving the suit. We're over halfway. Are our couples from this season still impressing you?
Yes. Dramatically, I have to say. I think they're absolutely fantastic this year. I mean, there's still a few in there that could, you know... pump it up, darling.
Pump it up, that's one way of putting it.
It's a really fantastic year, and... I mean, the scores are proving that, really.
They really are.
There was nothing below a 6, I think, last week.
Even from you.
Yeah.
That is saying something. I mean, actually, speaking of scores, like, 3 couples have never scored below 30. Daisy, Danny and Louise.
Yeah, I mean...
Never below 30. I mean, have you judges gone soft this season?
No, it's just a really, really good year for great dancing. And I think this year is going to be down to the audience to actually decide who is going to be in the final. I don't think it's going to be... it's not going to be to do with the judges, because we're marking relatively evenly now.
Okay.
And it's going to be like that, I think.
It is
a lot of 9s, a lot of 8s.
It's
no 10s yet. I know
no
that.
from you, but we don't mind waiting.
I was looking for it
I've seen
week.
it somewhere.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of shocker bottom 2s as well. It's always quite exciting that happens. You're like, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Anyone in particular that you've thought, hang on a minute, what are they doing there?
Well, I thought Daisy, in particular, because we've saved her quite a lot now.
Yeah.
And I know that if I was in that position, I'd be slightly concerned and worried, you know, and it was wonderful when she actually got through that week. It was, you know, fantastic.
Yes, well done.
You know, and I really loved that moment. I thought that was great. But then you're going to get another shocker, and I think that will happen on this show.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm not saying that Ed Balls won't go to the final, because he may
very well be there.
Too.
And if he
then
does,
I'll probably end up
deserves it.
doing pantomime with him. I do with Anne Whittaker.
That is a very
Something
exciting
to look forward
prospect.
to, isn't it?
He's behind you. Well, we know that you're a difficult judge.
I know, it's
please.
my mind, darling, my mind. And their mind.
But we never realised you were quite as tight as this. We've tallied up, right, the judges' scores from this series. Let's have a little look at what you've all been scoring. OK, the highest scorer this series has been Bruno with 650 points he's given. Len is in second place with 639 points.
Wow.
Darcy has given a total of 635 points. And what a surprise. Craig, you've only given 563. No, but that's what you do.
Reality, honesty and justice. British people.
We must talk... You are a stickler for technique. Are there any things in dances that frustrate you, that people just don't... They really struggle with?
Yes,
I mean, I know Chinese
when it's a simple thing.
Yeah.
Nothing to do, you know, if it's technical, or if their body's bow-legged and all of that stuff, you know, that's difficult. But it's simple things, you know, that we go on about, like the thumb, for instance, being up instead of down. I mean, that is a very simple thing.
Yeah, we all know
Even
that
if
now,
you
don't
put
we?
clear
Yeah.
sellotape around it, you can't see it. You know, that's just a simple thing. That
Yeah.
frustrates me, those tiny little things. And then the finishers of the lines, because people tend to forget, or they think that it's all about just what's happening in the core of the body and the legs. But actually, you need to be able to finish a line off beautifully.
Yeah.
You know, and when you see flat hands sort of just doing that, and that's when I go on about spatulistic hands.
Love that word.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've seen a few of those, but I'm getting quite bored of that word now.
Oh, no, you need a new word. Please send in suggestions.
Thank you.
We saw a really wonderful film on It Takes Two yesterday about France's Strictly.
Yeah.
And in that competition, the judges get up and dance with the couples. Can you even imagine that?
Very French, darling. Very French.
Very avant-garde.
I don't think we'd like it.
I wouldn't mind seeing you pop up during a Big Spender with Louis.
Well, I might well just do that. So,
we can always
coming up.
Oh, I know. I'm excited.
Me too.
The series, it seems like now, it is whizzing by. Blackpool next week. The final will be here before we know it. What do you need to see from our couples now up to the final?
Well, Blackpool, it's a competition between them now.
Yeah.
I don't think it's out to impress the judges as much as they have to impress the people at home.
Okay.
And because I think it is a race with the people at home. So it's about getting votes at this stage. That's how I would backstage tell them.
Yeah.
You know? But obviously, as a judge, we need to see technique, and actually the love for the dance, and not just putting your heart and soul into technique, because technicians never rule. You know, you have to have
It's here, isn't it?
The soul and all of those qualities, and the storytelling is most important, especially for people at home. So there's a lot on their plate, and it is competitive this year. So it's exciting.
Very exciting.
It really is.
Thank you for coming to see us and being my boom operator.
I've loved it.
It's Craig. Show him some love.